Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Joshua Salvetti, Darren Bowman. Today we're going to be breaking down tons of really good concepts, philosophy, strategies, what goes into the market, right? We've been talking about this collab for a while, and today we're going to make it happen.
Man, super excited to be here. You guys are going to learn so much from this video. It's a new format in video this time. No TOS, no charts, no chart patterns or candlesticks. Just talking about the strategy and the mentality that you need to become this consistent trader. We've talked about these topics before, but now you get them all in one place. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. We've got some great topics to go through. Let's get it.
So before we get started, though, I just want to bring one thing up. Right, so me and Darren talked about HPT. We talked about the Discord a while, right? So we started this January 1st, 2023, right? And the progress it's made, right? Showing up each and every single day, working on the edge, breaking down what really works, right? So I think there's a lot of misconfusion in the world, right? Like, what is a day trader? How do they consistently get in and out of the market, right? What sort of characteristics does it take to reach consistency, right? So we're gonna break that down in this video. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. We've been live for 6 months. The progress we made has been astronomical, and we're gonna finish this last year off very, very successful.
100%. We have been trading every single day that the market has been open since January 1st, 2023. 6 months of live on the High Performance Trader Discord and just the team in general. And we have learned so much this year by diving deep into the charts. We're gonna get into it, but before we do, I want everybody to like the video and subscribe if you love this style of content. My channel is Darren Bowman on YouTube and Bowman Board of Trade on Instagram. You'll see all the links down below. Like the video, follow us, and with that being said, I think we can get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So first of all, I wanna talk about what we've learned. How has building this Discord helped us grow as traders, and how other people can learn from it? Because not everybody can just go out there and start their own Discord, you know? But what have we learned from this, and how can you apply that to your own trading? Because you can, you know? And we've dived deep into what that is that's brought us that discipline and consistency. So I just want to talk about that first.
Absolutely. So like we were just talking about, a Discord takes supreme accountability, right? So I'm sure you guys seen my videos, Darren's videos, right? Everything we talk about is the ability to get in and out of the market, right? With consistency. And the way to do that is to understand where you're failing as a trader, right? So for you to understand where you're failing as a trader, you must dive deep into a trading journal. Right? So what a trading journal, and I know we're gonna break into this much more down the line, right? But what a trading journal does is helps you understand what's working and what isn't. So when you go into creating a Discord, right, it takes the same amount, if not more, accountability, right? Understanding what trades am I gonna look for? What type of strategies do I need? What type of person do I need to become to show up each and every single day and identify profitable opportunities? Right? And it's really helped me, right? It's really sprung me into a whole different type of philosophy, way of thinking as a trader, right? Because the way I used to trade is I would just open up my computer, right? Maybe I wasn't even using a computer. I would just look at my phone, go to the bathroom at work, and put on a trade. If it worked, no doubt. And if it didn't, you know, I would shut it off and keep it moving. And what was so horrible, right, for my trading career was my first year of trading. I actually made tons of money just by being lucky, right? And this is stuff that I want to talk about today, because what happens when you're getting lucky? What happens with random winning? What happens with random losing? Is that you actually can't define a process that's going to get you in and out of the market consistently. And that's where traders fail, right? So that accountability really needs to be there. You really need to be able to dive deep into yourself, right? What sort of characteristics does it take? What do I need to change? And a lot of traders, I feel, just they can't do that.
Exactly. And that's what the Discord's been for me. It's been a place where we can put our actions out there to the world, and that is full accountability, you know? We're not going to put a plan out there that we don't really believe in, that we don't actually stick to ourselves and we believe. And what that's done for us is really made us able to test our edge. So we can put it out there, see where we made mistakes, and how we can improve daily, over and over. And this is a business. When I think of trading as a business, as opposed to a hobby or just something that I do in my spare time, it really adds that level of fire and consistency and belief that what I'm doing has a specific purpose and a strategy.
Right.
And that's been one of the main things that the Discord has given me.
Absolutely. Like basically a whole new person, right? Like I know I just kind of said it, but when I first started trading, and it's so important for traders to understand their uniqueness, right? Everybody has a trading journey, whether they want to believe it or not, right? And what you end up is completely up to you, right? Whether you want to become successful, right? Whether you want to just trade, get a little adrenaline rush, right? You really need to define what your goal is. And I think a lot of traders don't do that. I think a lot of traders just show up, right? And maybe they come up with a trade plan, right? Who knows? But when that bell goes off, what sort of disciplines and systems do they have to keep them from making those trading errors, right? Where you're holding on to losers too long, or you're getting out of trades too early, right? Or you're not setting stop losses, right? You have no structure in that environment, right? So what type of person do you need to become to consistently do that, right? And that Discord is exactly what I'm trying to build, what we're trying to build, so traders can come and experience that sort of accountability, right? We got trading metrics, right? Where we post each and every single day what trades we take, where we get in, where we get out, the strategy behind it, right? The thought process behind it, right? How we identify market conditions on the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hour, right? Whatever goes into that trade, we log, we document. So if you're like a new trader or just a trader trying to get involved with a team that shows up each and every single day, you got to check out HBT, right? Links below. But seriously, this is how you take that next step, take that accountability, figure out where you're failing, right, and push forward.
Right. And we also have a whole channel in the Discord. I mean, it's multiple channels, but it's all about consistency and market mindset, market philosophy. And basically what we do in there is we write down what are the aspects of that trader that we want to become. That trader that is making $1 million a year, tens of $1 million a year. What does it look like when he shows up to the market in the morning? What are his thoughts? How does he show up? How does he talk to the people around him? What are his behaviors? And then we work on implementing those into our own lives now. Because something which I read recently is that when you think about your ideal trader, you think about that person you wanted, that trader you want to become in 4 years. And if you think that you can only start exemplifying those behaviors once you have that $1 million in your trading account, you're going to be in this constant loop and you're never going to get there. To become that guy, you have to start implementing those thoughts and beliefs and actions now to become that person. And if you don't know what that is, you're never going to get there. So that's one of the things that we do inside of the Discord. Every single morning we actually post in those channels.
Morning mindset.
It's been so valuable. And man, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Well, you hit it right on the head. It's who do you want to become, right? And why is that so important? Because when we talk about that $1 million trader, it's literally all perception. The only thing holding us back in life is beliefs, right? When you wake up in the morning and you either set your day off correctly, positively, right? Where you're focused on the daily disciplines that are gonna propel you into becoming that $1 million trader, or you wake up and you go to the other side of negativity, fear, anxiety, no confidence. Right now, we're gonna dive deep into the triple C's today, but right, that confidence, that control, that conviction, that literally comes from putting in the work each and every single day. So when we talk about those 3 C's, it's literally not something you can just assume. You have to earn that, right? You have to show up every single day, put in that work, take those setups over and over to build that conviction, right? That confidence, right? It's just like anything else in life. You can't step on a skateboard and immediately land a few tricks over a stair set. You can't just pick up a basketball and be Kobe Bryant, right? You can't just, pick up a baseball and think you're going to be Derek Jeter. No, these things take immense amounts of work, right? You need to continuously show up, dive deep, measure yourself, right? And how well you're doing, which we're going to break into in a little later, right? But until you can dive deep into your own behaviors, your own actions, actually measure your output versus your input, right? Then you can literally start to see those traits of confidence and control and conviction in your setups, right? And then become that person, right? Just like you said, it's not just gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
In that loop, I was stuck in that loop for years. 3 years. I literally showed up to the market, didn't log anything, right? Just put on trades, Tesla call options, right? All the way to the moon, right? And I just, and what was so detrimental is my first year, I actually made money. And I'm sure a lot of traders listening to this can relate. 2018, dude, you could throw a dart and just buy call options. I literally didn't even understand what options were, but I bought some just because I seen someone else rich on Instagram doing it, right? And then I just thought, and then the worst thing that happened is I actually made money.
Oh, that's terrible.
I actually made some money. So here I am, driving around, starting around. Oh, I'm big, I trade options. I'm a beast. Look at me, right? Had no confidence, no true confidence behind my strategy, right? No true conviction, right? I literally would just go on my phone, buy some call options, didn't even understand what a strike price was, none of that, because I wanted to keep that relationship mysterious, right?
Yep.
I didn't want a intimate relationship with myself in the market, because that would mean I actually had to dive deep into my own characteristics. And God forbid you look at yourself in the mirror and look at what's wrong with you. And I really feel that's why so many traders fail, because they fail. They don't fail to show up and trade. They don't fail to understand the strategy. They fail to understand themselves, right? Because we create our own realities, right? Your perception of the market, what you believe, your expectations literally dictate your outcomes, right? So until you can really dive deep into yourself, right, and figure out where you're going wrong, you're never going to make progress. So
couldn't have said it better, man.
Yeah.
There's a certain step which you have to take. Like,
Yes.
I am going to dive deep into myself, into my mentality and my limiting beliefs, and I'm going to attack this thing, and I'm going to create the structure that will eventually lead to my success in the markets.
Yes.
And it's like it's switching from that mysterious to the controlled confidence and conviction of knowing exactly what it is that is contributing to your success. And it's just a certain step that you have to just be like, I'm going to take this step, I'm going to write, I'm going to journal every single day, I'm going to, when I make a losing trade, I'm going to immediately journal that trade. I'm going to attack it.
Real quick, Darren, what did we just start doing where when the bell goes off, we literally start journaling our emotions?
Yeah, that's what we did this week.
Crazy. Like, so I mean, real quick, and this is what's so cool about taking accountability in that first step, is that first step is, okay, I'm going to journal a trade, right? And then you're like, oh man, I did X, Y, Z wrong, I did this wrong, ooh. But once you face that, I'm talking now, we may start a channel in the Discord where after the bell emotions, why not, right? Where we're literally going, this is what I'm going through. You go on our Discord, you're going to see losing trades from Darren, you're going to see losing trades from me. And you're not just going to see losing trades, you're going to see deep dive, fleshing out where we went wrong, why we went wrong, the mentality that we were in when we went wrong, and a solution to that problem. There's not one day that we show up to the market and make a losing trade and do not come up with a plan to counteract those behaviors the next day.
And figure out exactly what it was that caused us to stray from our plan.
Yes.
Because that's a big one, and I put it in my journal now, and I know we talked about it. Did I stick to my trading plan? How many of you guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You come up with a trading plan, you look at the market at the beginning of the day, and you say, okay, I think there's going to be buyers around this level, and I want to target this level. And then the market opens, and it tempts you into taking some ridiculous setup. And you look at the market at the end of the day, and it did exactly what you predicted. Now, why? Why? What was it that caused you to stray from your plan?
Yeah.
Was it a chart pattern that you saw that you waited too much? Yeah. Was it you didn't really know what it was, so you pulled up a Twitter space and started listening to somebody trade and thought that they knew what they were talking about? Was it because you watched a YouTube video and they said that the market's bullish for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Figure out what it is, Figure out what it is, write it in your journal, and make a conscious effort to eliminate those behaviors.
And
I guarantee if you go after it, you will figure out what it is.
Absolutely. Well, and I love Mark Douglas put this perfect in A Disciplined Trader, right? Those days where you identify a level, right? You got your critical level, right? Buyers respect it, but you go short, right? Why does that happen, right? And in reality, it all comes down to accountability. You would rather put on a losing trade but keep it mysterious so you can blame the market, or you can blame your Discord leader, or you can blame the Twitter guy.
Yep.
Because God forbid you have to blame yourself, and that actually takes some accountability. That right there is why so many traders fail.
Yep.
Right? I did it for so long, and I heard this before. It was perfect. We are all so unique. Every single one of us has had a unique life, a unique mentality, a unique perception, right? Why do we all turn out average? It makes no sense. But in reality, that average comes from not being able to take accountability for your actions. If you can't take the steps, that accountability to dive deep into where you're going wrong, you will not make progress. So though we're all unique, we all share that blame or a shame feeling that we don't want to feel, so we don't dive deep into where we're going wrong, and then we all end up literally failing. And then that's why 95% of traders fail.
Yep.
I truly believe it's because they can't take the accountability. And that's what we really offer. And I think that's so monumental, and I think that's why every trader on the Discord is so just thriving right now and doing so well, is because we literally offer step-by-step ways, a systematic way to really journal your trades, right? Really figure out where you're going wrong,
Yep.
right? And you know, and that resource is literally what helps people like become who they need to become.
Yeah, there's people in there who are attacking what it is that is holding them back. Relentlessly, they're attacking it. It's different for everyone, you know. Some people it's journaling. Some people it's staying in trades too long, or taking their profits too quick. But if you have the mentality, the whatever it takes mentality to attack your problems and what is causing you pain in the market, whatever it takes, figure out what it is and attack it. That is what this Discord allows people to do, and that's why everybody in there is achieving such great success. Mm-hmm. And it's literally just attacking your problems. Full accountability.
Yep.
I know we talked about accountability so much. You made a video on it, and people really need to understand what it is that they need to take accountability for.
Well,
you know?
and that's literally been like, so as I started Trader Bootcamp, right? Trader Bootcamp is literally just it's an online resource with multiple mini courses, right? And when I was literally thinking of the outline, right, it was like, how can I make a course that every trader can not only benefit from, but learn to change their mentality of the market, right? So like we talk about trading strategies, trading philosophies, right? So my goal with Trading Bootcamp is literally to help the trader fall into that philosophy and state of mind that he needs to be in every single day. Right? Like, so obviously there's market concepts, right? You understand the auction aspect of this, right? Because, you know, and we talked about this in the Discord recap, but for such a long time, people just look at computer screens and they forget what exactly price action represents, right? And it's collective human behavior. It's beliefs. Buyers, there's only one way to make money in the market, or two: buy low, sell high,
Yep.
right? So what generates price action is literally buyers believing price is going up, or sellers believing price is going down, right? So what happens is you get this congestion and this crazy price action of movement, and literally what it represents is beliefs, expectations, right? What we look at when we look at a computer screen, like for the longest time, it was like, oh, this just looks like a video game. It's going up, I'm gonna go up. It's going down, I'm gonna go down. Oops, XYZ, I got faked out again. And in reality, you're not understanding what it's representing. A double bottom is a bullish chart pattern, which in reality is smart money sizing up in a bullish with a bullish belief,
Yep.
right? And then what happens when sellers do a double top? It's literally the same thing. So we get into demand, supply, demand, right? The market auction really deep in Trader Bootcamp. We dive into trading strategies, but the best part, if you ask me, literally comes down to trading metrics and market psychology. Right? And when people talk market psychology, we don't just talk about the things you should do. We flesh out how to do it.
Yeah.
We literally don't say journal your trade. We go, no, create a Microsoft OneNote, copy paste. Darren has literally made a resource that is a trading journal, right? And it's phenomenal. It's a great resource on how to measure your success, measure your trade. Did you come up with a trade plan? Did you follow the trade plan, right? So we literally flesh out ways for traders to do these steps, right? Not just tell them, because anyone could go, oh, let your profits run.
Yep.
Let your runners run.
Yep.
Well, how? Because when I'm in a trade, I'm only looking for a way to get out. right? So we literally break down why our brains go through these self-limiting beliefs, right? And the importance of creating structure in that unstructured environment.
Yeah. And that solution loop or those problem patterns that you identify, it's going to be different for every single person.
Yes.
That's why we can tell you what to look for and what to journal.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you need to write it down. Now, I did make this trading journal resource. I'll link it below. It's just a PDF. You print it out. It has the date and trade description. And the main importance is that you can grade your performance.
Yes.
Well, I just have it as 0 to 10. How did you identify market conditions, all of the 5 steps, and at the end, you write down what you did right, how could you improve, did I follow my strategy, and then you write down all your limiting beliefs. And if you go back and read these things, I promise you it's going to guide you to eliminate those problem patterns as you go forward. 10 minutes before the market opens, don't look at Instagram. Don't even have to look at the chart.
Nope.
Read what your problems have been for the last week. Just focus on the last week. Pull up these pages where you've done your journals and read those things and put them in the forefront of your mind so you know exactly what you need to avoid and what are the problems that have been causing you to stumble. So when you see that approach in the market, you can be like, aha, that's where I messed up the last 3 times. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
And you heighten your probabilities of success again and again.
Yep.
It's this constant feedback loop. I talked about it in our recap yesterday. It's the best way that I can explain it. But you interact with the market, you need a feedback loop to tell you what you're doing is wrong and also what you're doing is right. And by that constant feedback loop, you can increase your positive behaviors and decrease the limiting beliefs and things which are causing you to lose money in the market. And by doing that again and again, even doing that, it's going to take years for you to develop that control. But as you do it and as you stack up those wins, you're just going to build that confidence as you approach the market every day.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think, well, honestly, I think that this is a perfect time to really dive into what is the difference between a trading strategy and a trading philosophy.
Yeah.
Right? Because as you start to journal, right, as you show up to the market each and every single day, right, there's demand rejections, supply rejections, there's all these chart patterns. You're going to hear traders go, oh, well, this strategy works today, but will it work tomorrow? Or will it work in 6 months? Will it work in a year? Right? And I think it's so important, right, while we're on the concepts and the topic of accountability, to really talk about how we have taken all of our tools, all of our strategies, and really turned an edge into a way of thinking, right? Versus so let me just run through how I approach the market every single day, right?
Let's do it.
So basically, in a nutshell, we have our levels, right? We have our critical levels where the first thing I want to do is identify market conditions, right? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Right? What sort of levels do I need to identify and what needs to happen at those levels, right? So we do this each and every single day on the Discord, but we come up with a bullish and bearish pre-market plan, right? Because the importance of going into the day unbiased is critical, right? If you are going into the day trying to predict in any way what price action is going to do, you will fail. It's just how it is, and the reason why you will fail is because your brain is going to be looking for specific types of candles, right? So basically, in a nutshell, if we're approaching a supply zone at 372, right, and I'm going, okay, there was a huge seller here a week ago, I'm expecting that seller to show back up. Now I'm predicting. I've identified a level, and I'm going, hey, if sellers show up, I'm going short. Right? And now I'm looking for that seller. And as that candle turns red, I'm going to enter short, and there's a possibility to get faked out. So that's one way of going and approaching the market. The next is in an unbiased way, where I have multiple critical levels, and I'm looking to see who defends them. Right? If buyers defend, I'm looking for longs. If sellers defend, I'm looking for shorts. But the importance is being in an objectivity state of mind, which means I am not assuming or predicting anything. I am strictly reacting to price action. That's it, right? So it's very important, and I like how you said, 10 minutes before the bell, what are you actually doing, right? Are you on the charts? I'm not. I've already done all my analysis.
Yep.
I got all my market-leading equities and critical levels there, right? What I'm doing 10 minutes before the bell is reminding myself why I do this, right? Why I trade, why I love it, and the behaviors I've been working on to change so I could become that better trader, right? But what really is an amazing thing is we've taken an edge and turned it into a way of thought, a philosophy, right? Where it doesn't matter what the market's giving me. I promise you, I will control my behaviors. The market doesn't dictate my success, right? My behaviors command opulence, right? I show up based on my behaviors. I'm going to act this way, and the market cannot do anything to the trader who controls his behavior, right?
Yeah.
That mentality right there is untouchable. Because if I can control my losses, if I can control, see, we can't control price action, but we can control when we get in and when we get out. We can control how much money we put on, how much we trim, how much we add, right? So though we can't control price action, I'm not even going to try. I'm going to sit back, be patient, let the market paint her picture, and then assess the situation. Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
No, you're spitting fire over there. And like everything you said, we could dive an hour on each of those topics.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why I always go back and rewatch our recaps.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that I got out of that, at least initially in the beginning part, is we found a strategy that eliminates any type of predicting.
Yes.
Because I learned it from Mark Douglas in Trading in the Zone. But if you approach the market with a predicting mentality, you leave yourself vulnerable to experience pain from the market. Because if the market shows you something other than your expectations, that difference is what causes that pain in the market.
Yes.
So if you approach looking for something and you don't see it, it's going to cause you pain. And pain causes emotions. Now you're making decisions based on emotions. And I can guarantee it's going to cause you into a downward spiral.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's so cool about this strategy, and what I've noticed over the last 6 months, is slowly over time, our strategy is evolving, or our mindset is evolving, where it's eliminating predicting behaviors and getting us totally focused on what's happening in the moment.
Yes.
And now that I think about it, we do look at double tops in the past.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. We look at them and they have a certain weight. They hold a weight in our analysis. But what's more important than that is the price action that we're seeing right in front of us right now that's evolving in the last 10, 15 minutes. That needs to be adding to your analysis of the market. And it basically, if you're predicting, all you see is a double top, and now you're just looking for sellers to step into the market.
Yeah, and you know, and this is so perfect with accountability, right? Because when you take accountability, right, you start to understand what behaviors are leading to failure, right? And those behaviors come from fear, they come from anxiety, right? Now, what generates fear and anxiety, right? Randomness, not having a trade plan, right? No structure, right? Just I'm going to show up to the market today, and I need this trade to work because I need to pay X, Y, Z, right? So these behaviors that lead to failure come from emotion. Right, so when we took our strategies, and I'm not saying we changed the double top or we changed the break and retest, right? What I'm saying is we changed our perception of them. We changed what we look for in them, right? Because now, with identifying a critical level and seeing what happens after that, that takes patience. That takes discipline. So now you literally must wait for price to react in a critical level, right? And then act based on the result of it, right? So instead of trying to predict, we are strictly reacting. Each and every single day, we show up to the market in a reactive state of mind versus a prediction state of mind, right? We're not trying to predict anything. Whenever we start to assume or predict anything, we fail, right? And there's a fine line there because, all right, so if you're not predicting anything, what's a pre-market plan? Right? Yeah. And in reality, that is why we made a distinction with a bullish pre-market plan and a bearish pre-market plan. If buyers defend this level or if sellers defend this level. And based on whoever defends it, we then trade left or we trade right, right? And then, and that goes back to the market cannot do anything to the trader who controls himself.
Yeah, it's funny because I literally just wrote that down. But if you cannot trust your actions in the market, no wonder you're afraid when you approach the market in the morning. If you can't control your own actions and you're susceptible to 3 green candles causing you to feel some type of way and suddenly go long in the market, no wonder you're experiencing pain. You need to have that discipline and have certain criteria to say, if I don't see this, I'm not putting on a trade. But another thing I wanted to talk about is this double top and double bottom. Because if you look back in the Discord, even 2-3 months ago, we were probably taking double tops and double bottoms. And the probability of that probably hasn't changed that much. But the reason we're not taking them is because those setups hold a level of predicting where double top, we expect or we want to see sellers show up. So now what we're doing, where our strategy has evolved, we wait to let that happen to show us that buyers are in control of the market. And then we look for a reason to go long. It's helped us with so much. It's helped us with risk to reward.
Well, and I think it's okay. So we identify a double bottom. It's not that we don't take it. It's just now what we do is look for the most probable trade after that.
Yes.
Right? Where does price need to go after the double bottom? Which critical level does it need to break? Maybe it's high of day. Maybe it's VWAP. Right? Which previous resistance does it need to break to prove to us that buyers' beliefs have been reinforced?
Right.
Right? So this is another thing we got from Mark Douglas that is phenomenal. Right? So basically in a nutshell, there's critical point analysis on a chart. And what that represents is the area where a buyer or seller's beliefs have became true. That point in the market where you break and retest off high of day, right? And now buyers are just booming into the next supply zone. Those are the trades we want. They're much more trending. There's way more weight to them because what it is which point of the chart has one side, whether it be buyers or sellers, beliefs have been reinforced. Right? Now we're trading with smart money. We're trading with the trend. We're trading with conditions, right? And these are the trades you want to take, because if you're just going long at a double bottom, you still have so many more variables in front of you, right? And you may be in a downtrend, right? You may be fighting sellers. You don't want to fight sellers. And what's crazy is this all came from journaling.
Yep.
I'll never forget that. I'm not sure which month it was, but I had a rough month. And I was looking at all of my losing trades. And I'm like, okay, where is it I went wrong this month? And I identified that every losing trade that I had came from trying to capture a reversal, right? I was fighting against trend, right? I was fighting against the overall collective mind of the market, right? And I was trying to outsmart the market, right? And we talk about this too. Why is it that traders need to catch the best move of the day, right? Oh, look, I bought low of day and I literally hit to the top, right? I caught the best move of the day. Look at me. Bro, you're a clown. This is why you're failing. You need to have the best trade. Who are you trying to prove? What do you not have? What are you lacking that makes you need the best move of the day?
Right.
I don't need the best move of the day.
Right.
I need the most probable move.
Yep.
I need the move that has the highest probability of working in my favor, and I need to repeat that daily.
Yep.
That's
you're
it.
not BlackRock. You're not State Street.
Not trying to be.
Yeah. You're not trying. You can't
No.
be trying to do the behaviors
No.
of large money institutional
No,
traders.
you can't control the market.
You can't control the market. So why are you taking the same trades that big money is taking? You need to let them show you where the market is going and then take those trades.
Yes.
Trust me, I've taken those double bottoms, those perfect double bottoms where there's been a perfect entry. Like it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah.
And it feels amazing. But the problem is I'm not the one moving the market. And that feeling in your mind that you get, it makes you think that you were somehow part of moving the market, you know? When in reality you weren't, and if you believe that, it's gonna skew your mental perception.
Your expectations will be completely altered and faltered at that point. If you really think that you can show up to the market each and every single day and be the first buyer in a demand zone, you're never gonna be consistent.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and literally, how hard is it to demonstrate a little discipline and a little patience? Like, let's talk about it. For years, I showed up to the market and I could not demonstrate patience or discipline. I'm talking, I would have trade plan, books, strategies, courses. I took it all, and I couldn't demonstrate any of it. No discipline.
Yep.
But look, I was overweight, right? I was unaccountable. I took no accountability in myself. I had no structure in my life, and I literally thought I could enjoy the freedom that the market presents me. All the opportunities, all the variables, I literally thought I could come in as an unstructured human being and make money consistently, right? And literally that's where traders fail. They think to become consistent, they need to be 2 steps ahead of the market. They need to plan each and every single day. Oh, well, this guy's successful. He must be he must know something I don't. He must be smarter than I am. Listen, if becoming successful in the market was based on intelligence, don't you think Einstein and XYZ would have killed it? It's not based on being smart. It's based on being able to control your behaviors, your disciplines, your patience, right? Your strategy, to actually identify it and actually follow it. That is what makes a consistent trader, right? And I can't say it enough. I know we say it till we're blue in the face, and I'll say it till I die. The market cannot do anything to the trader who controls his behavior. So my goal each and every single day is to show up to the market in that state of mind, right? With that philosophy, right?
Yep.
And that's why the strategy really doesn't matter.
Nuh-uh.
Why doesn't Mark Douglas talk about a strategy in his book?
He doesn't. Just
It
no
doesn't
chart
matter.
patterns or anything.
It doesn't matter if your strategy is literally buy at resistance or sell at support. It doesn't matter how easy or basic your strategy is. I'm sure a lot of these people watching this right now follow traders on Instagram, right? And in reality, these people on Instagram have very simple strategies, right? I've seen it. They have trendline breakouts. They have, this most simple strategy. Oh, it breaks trend, I go long.
Yep.
How are these people making millions of dollars? Because they can control their behaviors. They control their stop losses. They keep them tight, right? And they can actually follow the same plan over and over.
Yep.
That is what makes a consistent trader.
Your mindset as you approach the market reflects perfectly at you in the setups that you take.
100%.
It's you have to create that in your mind, and when you have that in your mind, those strategies will pop out. And I noticed this just the last couple days as we've been focusing on this break and retest strategy, which we've been going at. We go back and journal our trades, and we realize these trades that we've been taking, they were break and retest.
Yeah.
And why is that? It's because that mentality is in the forefront of our mind,
Yep.
and if we're looking for it, that is what you're going to see. And if you look at the market with a state of fear, that's what's going to be reflected back at you in your bank account. Your trades are not going to go where you think they're going to go.
Let's talk about that, right? You buy a new car. Let's say it's a Mitsubishi. You start to see them everywhere.
Yeah.
It's literally that simple. Literally, you buy a car, you see your exact car. I literally just bought a car.
Yep.
I'm driving home. I literally seen it 4 times in 10 minutes. Same exact car. I've never seen one before in my life.
I can tell you there's not more of them. I don't drive one. There's not more of them ever since you bought them.
And so exactly, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
There's not a mega sale going on where people are just getting the same car. You literally attract what you perceive,
Yep.
right? If you look for it, you'll see it. And that's exactly what we did, right? We used to take double bottoms, demand rejections, supply rejections. We still do. We just take them differently in a different state of mind,
Yep.
right? So now, instead of looking at it as, I want to be the first buyer in a demand zone, now we wait patient, let the buyers prove they actually want it. Because there's been countless times where I went long in demand and got faked out.
Yep.
So now you identify a critical level, a critical point, right? And wait for that point to be broke. Come down, retest, buyers defend, now you go long.
Yep.
It's that simple. And what that does, though, is make you be disciplined. You must be structured to trade this way.
Yep.
You cannot be unstructured or unpatient or undisciplined and trade this way. You must sit back, resist the urge of just going long, right? Because you're so restless. You want to get it done for X, Y, Z. And I went through all of these. Every trader does. So don't feel ashamed, too, by the way, if you have gone through this. Because this is a part of the journey. Right, so we basically broke down how the mentality it takes going into the day, right? Instead of looking for a strategy, right? What sort of way of thinking do you need each and every single day? What sort of approach can you take that is going to help you make more consistent trades,
Yeah.
right?
And what mentality do you need to approach the market at the beginning of every day to set yourself up for success? So what type of trades, what are we looking for initially when we approach the market? I mean, you talked about it before. It's our critical levels. We've got our critical levels marked out. But what do we need to see? What do we need to see to let the market paint its picture? Because if you're in the Discord, and we were just talking about it, but we literally type in the Discord. If we don't see any setups really forming, nothing's looking like a setup yet, we just say we're waiting for the market to paint its picture. So talk about that. What does that mean? What do we mean by that? And how has that really helped us in the last 2-3 months?
So basically in a nutshell, right? A lot of traders think it's about the strategy. It's about being right? It's about predicting. In reality, the most important part about reacting to market information is being able to sit sideline, not make any move, and let price action happen. Right? So say you've identified a demand zone, right? And buyers are defending it, right? You're not the first buyer. You wait patient. You let the market paint her picture, right? And as buyers defend demand, right? And you get that double bottom, let the market break out of a previous critical level, right? And the importance of the retest, right? Let the price come down. Let the buyers defend it. Let them prove to you that they actually want it. This is what you must find. This is what you must identify before putting on a trade. And it does take time. I think it was Thursday where we didn't put on a trade until 11:30.
Yep.
And it wasn't the prettiest trade, but it was highly probable, and it was a 70% return. Listen, these are the trades we need to look for, right? Not the sexiest trade, not the prettiest. Oh, like we were talking about before, we got in at the perfect time, right? We got in at the best entry, and that's where traders get it confused, right? Because they want the best entry. They want to be like, oh, look, I somehow knew this was the best entry, right? And in reality, you didn't know anything. You got lucky, right? And you are very vulnerable to a fake out. You are very vulnerable to sell a bull trap, right? So that's what I do each and every single day. I literally am patient. I am supremely disciplined to the point where I am not going to make a move until my criteria is met.
Right.
I look at the market each and every single day, and I let that picture be painted. And while it's being painted, I am sitting sidelined. Am I comfortable? Absolutely not. Do I want to put on a trade? Absolutely not. It's not that these emotions go away. You just learn how to deal with them. You learn how to feel them, embrace them, right? You let that fear happen, and then you don't act on it. You don't give it any control, right? And then you let the market paint. It does its thing, and you'll be surprised how many fake outs you would have gotten in. Right? While I'm sitting sideline and letting the market paint a picture, I'm like, ooh, that's a nice demand zone. And then, bam, sellers come in and defend it, blow them out. And you can see everyone getting stomped out.
Right.
And as now buyers are getting stomped out, now I'm looking to go short. I've completely identified conditions, and now I'm adapting to them. I've completely changed my mentality from bullish to bearish, and now I'm making money off that.
Right. It's really important to be aware of where you get caught up in price action. And that's why we say let the market paint its picture. Because if you have a trade on, you're not able to see objectively. You want the market to go in a specific direction. So when you see candles that are contrary to that, that causes you pain in the market, and you're not able to fully assess the picture for what's happening. So letting smart money show you where price is going to go, and then looking for an opportunity to play after that is so key. And we have our critical levels that we're looking for, and they act as price magnets. So you do not need to go for the best trade of the day. And honestly, if you're taking, these are not feel-good trades.
No.
These are not feel-good trades. They're like you said, they're not the sexiest setups, but they are the most probable, and they set the probabilities in our favor. And you got to be careful, because there's been times when I've gone back and back tested, and I look at the market and it makes these little zigzags on the chart, and I think, damn, it would have been perfect to get in right at that bottom.
Right.
You got to watch out with that mentality, because that's not our job. That's smart money's job. You cannot back test and think that I should have got in right at the bottom. And trust me, like, you want to take that trade because it feels good, but you need to look at what that move was telling you about the market and sit back. And when you're not involved in it, you can really see it for what it is. You can, like you said, as you gain experience, you can see these rush traders getting stopped out. You can see them being used as liquidity by smart money. And then once you can objectively see that, they're showing you their hand. And if you haven't been hurt by the market so far that day, you can play objectively from a carefree, pain-free state of mind, and you can play with them. Like these trades should be effortless, you know? They should be effortless. You should not be obviously you have a stop. You're not expecting to feel pain because you can control your emotions. And they should be effortless.
You've literally accepted your risk. Right? So I mean, what works for me is, and this doesn't need to work for anybody else, but it works for me, is I watch the market, I let her paint her picture. I'm completely unbiased. If it goes up, no doubt. If it goes down, no doubt. This is actually a reason why I do not swing trade. I do not hold trades overnight, because then I need, and I'm looking for trades to follow suit. Now, if you swing trade, that's fine. This is just what works for me. So I let the market paint her picture, and I have my critical levels, right? And we talk about areas of value. We talk about critical levels. What exactly are they? Well, they are levels on a chart, price levels, right? That if buyers or sellers defend them, there's a high probability of a continuation or a reversal, right? So basically, in a nutshell, your double tops, your double bottoms. your pre-market highs, your pre-market lows, your end of days, right? Your areas with high volume, right? Your areas where there's going to be a battle, right? So we'll use end of day for a perfect example. The S&P 500 ends at the price 400. You now open in pre-market below 400, right? End of day is going to be critical because if buyers defend end of day, right, there's a high chance that you're going to continue an upward trend. If sellers defend end of day, there's a high chance that you're going to sell lower, right? And based on all the millions of variables, I'm not really trying to paint it right now, but what I'm trying to focus on is I do not and will not have any prediction in my mind. All what I'm doing is watching what happens at this critical level. And based on the buyers or sellers that defend it, I am going to be trading with them, right? And what that does is now keeps me in an object state of mind. I like what you said. If you haven't been hurt by the market yet, this is going to have you identify their hand, right? And now you can see, hey, buyers are doing this, right? They're trapping all these sellers, right? And now as those sellers get stomped out, I want to be on that move. Right, and now you enter and you put your risk in there, right? And I buy contracts and I risk 20% of them. That's it, and then I let the trade happen.
Yep.
Right. One thing we've been working on because a big issue on the Discord was people were consistently looking for reasons to get out of trades. Right? They would enter a trade and they'd be like, "Oh, well, here's my target and I'm out." Right? Because it's safe. It feels good to lock in profits, and I understand that is a vital behavior in becoming successful.
You need to pay yourself.
Absolutely. But there's a fine line between I'm getting out because of fear or I'm getting out because of strategy.
Yeah.
Right? Like there was plenty of times, I'm sure every trader can feel this, where there's a certain threshold that you start to make consistently. Whether it's $1,000 a day, $100 a day. But if you're continuously only hitting that number, think about it. With all the variables in the market, with all the opportunity, with all the premiums, with all the XYZ, the volume, there's no way you should be making the same amount of money every day. Right? That in a nutshell means you are afraid of going further, or you have some sort of limiting belief, right? You're trading on fear.
Yep.
Right? So basically one thing we do on the Discord now is we look for places to enter a trade, to add to the trade, right? And it falls in line with our strategy and our philosophy perfect. Because if we're getting in at the most probable level, right, when a critical level is broke, right, what's to say that it's not going to continue to trend further in our direction?
Yes.
Right? And then we look for the next level.
Yep.
So instead of going, I'm taking profits here because sellers are going to come in, I'm going, hey, if buyers defend this level too, I'm going to add. Right? And now I'm going to target the next target, right? And now, once again, you are reacting off market information instead of predicting it.
Yeah. So we talked about limiting beliefs and things that are stopping us from reaching our full potential in the market. But it's important to ask how we got to that point. How did we realize that? And what it is this feedback loop of journaling through our personal journals, our trade journals, and also meeting weekly with the team. So how can you use that? Because everybody's problems are going to be different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, very often they're the same, but there could be a certain specific thing about your setup which is tripping you up every time. How do you identify that? Is through journaling and this constant feedback loop, which has really helped us level up in our personal trading and just in the Discord and everything we put out there.
Well, and that's the thing that I love about the Discord. Like, the Discord is such a important environment and such a good feedback loop. I love that word you use.
Yeah.
Because literally, you do not see, like the other day I put on a trade, right? And I took profits rather early. And you know, I'm showing Darren my trade. I'm like, Darren, this is where I got in. This is where I got out. I put on risk. It was profitable, right? And Darren, right, actually noticed something I didn't, right? And that's critical. Because you're telling me if I, you know, not only is accountability and logging so important, right, to put on trades, to be able to identify when you're getting in, when you're getting out, and things you need to work on, and that's so important. But if you do not have the structure from a community or a team, that teamwork that goes into, hey, I'm having this problem, how can I fix it? Oh, well, I'm having this problem too. Why are we having this problem, right? And then dive deep into behaviors to fix that problem, right? And then what comes with that camaraderie, right, of accountability, of going, hey, if Darren's working on it, I'm working on it too.
Yep.
Right? If I'm going through it, what's Darren doing to fix it?
Yep.
Right? That right there is what's going to take you to the next level. Right? I've traded for 3 years. I've never traded as good as I'm trading until we started this Discord. right? And I wonder, and you got to ask yourself why. What's causing me to trade better? And it's the teamwork, the camaraderie, the accountability, right? And that's what's so important to approach the market each and every single day and know, hey, I'm not afraid. None of my boys are afraid.
Yeah.
So let's crush it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not afraid. All my boys are here. We're all doing the same thing. We're all approaching it in the same mentality. We're all unbiased, right? I'm not going to be the guy that shows up to the recap talking about, I got out of a trade within 5 minutes because I was afraid. No, I need to identify the behaviors, my entries, my exits, and stick to them, right? Yeah. And I think that that camaraderie has really helped us so much.
Yeah. Find what it is in your trading that can light that fire under your ass to join a team, or even the things that you can do. Create a pre-market plan, get a journal, and get responsibility. Take full responsibility for your trades. Yeah. It's really that mental step to just say to yourself, I am going to attack whatever it is that's stopping me from this profitability, whether it be making a team, making a journal. There's all these things that we've talked about, but taking that step and really attacking it is what needs to be done to get to that next level.
Well, it's hilarious. I traded for 3 years, failed for 3 years, would never join a team, would never show any accountability. I just thought I was special, right? One day I'm going to become profitable. Didn't happen.
Yep.
I created a team. We created a team. We created an edge. We took full accountability. We journaled every day for 2.5 years straight, journaling, diving deep into it, right? These are the behaviors that create consistency. If you're not a part of a team, you're never going to make it. I'm sorry. You're not special. You're not better than me or Darren or anybody else. You need to put in the work, and you need to join a team and show up each and every single day. I don't even care if it's not my team. Just don't sit there and stare at your computer and think you're going to become profitable one day if you just keep trying, right? If you're not putting in the work, you're not journaling, you're not attacking this, you have no friends, no camaraderie, you have no accountability, you're not going to make it.
Yep.
Like if I could tell myself anything, that's what I would really cram down my throat.
Yep. You cannot just throw money at the market for 3 years.
It will take.
And think that miraculously it's going to show up. There is somebody out there that's journaling every single day that will take your money gladly,
100%. Happily.
He is putting in work every single day on the weekends. Yeah. As soon as he gets home from work, he's printing out the charts. He's reading them. He's cruising over his trades, trying to figure out what he can do to do better. Yeah. That guy will take your money if you're just going to sit there and think that you can throw money at the market and do some gambling every day. That's not what it's going to take to create consistency. And I know that we've fleshed out all the ways that you can do that here in this video today. We dropped tons of value in this video. Really I'm sure you guys are going to love this. Watch it again. Watch it multiple times. We covered a lot of points. I don't know if there's anything else you want to go over, Josh.
Just the biggest thing, right? If you can take anything from this video, make it accountability.
Yep.
Make it the ability to dive deep into yourself and your own behaviors, right? Accountability and discipline will change your life as a trader. It changed mine. I was that guy that threw money at the market for years, right? I thought if I traded for X amount of time, there's some theory out there that people just think they're going to reach consistency after 3-4 years. Listen, and the reason most traders finally start to get their head out of their ass after 3 or 4 years is because they cannot continue to throw money at it. Yep. There comes a point where it's like, okay, am I losing or am I winning? Yep. What am I doing every day, right? And that accountability is the most important component of changing your life, right? So join a team, get involved, journal, right? We have tons of resources on how to journal. We got online resources, Trader Bootcamp, Market Philosophy. We offer a Discord that is phenomenal. We got a team of traders that show up every Saturday. I don't care if it's Christmas Eve, I will be there.
Me too.
10 a.m. Eastern, we will be there talking charts, talking strategy. We host webinars during the week. We dive down. You can message either of us at any time. We will break down and talk to you. I do not care. I am not too busy to talk to any trader, right? This is what we really believe in. We're extremely passionate about it, and this is what we love, and this is what we're going to do each and every single day.
Yep. If you want to join this team, check out the links in the description down below.
Yes.
I'll link Josh's channel. I'll link my channel as well.
Yep.
Massive trading resources.
Yes.
Check out the links. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you love this kind of content, and let us know what are the points that you really resonated with,
Yes.
maybe some questions or things you want us to discuss next time.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much covers it.
That's it.
All right. Sounds good. Peace, guys.
See you guys in the next one.